Welcome back, viewers at home. I am joined by Lebo Radebe, who is a trailblazer in the world of marketing, branding, and business leadership. As the founder of Mollis Group, Lebo has been instrumental in taking South African products to the global stage, ensuring that homegrown brands receive the international recognition they deserve. Now, his expertise goes beyond business, as he is also the founder and chairman of Sigwili Media Group, contributing significantly to South Africa's media landscape. Good evening, Lebo, and thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Good evening to you, and good evening to the viewers at home. Thank you for having me.
Now, just gaining insight in terms of your journey, what brought you to the business world?
Thank you. I think what brought me to the business world is the burning desire to implement solutions. I think from when one was growing up, whenever there was a problem, you always try to find a solution before you go report. So I think from that, it was part of the growth. It's what shaped me to be who I am today. Even entering into the business world, it was literally trying to find solutions in everything that we are facing now.
Now, I'm seeing, I remember just reading about, Mollis Group being its focus, taking South African products to the international market. I want to know from you, this process of taking homegrown goods from South Africa to the world, what would you say are some of the challenges, and how do you go about overcoming them?
Look, I don't know how much do you understand or know about the South African manufacturing. It has gone down drastically because the funding is difficult. Companies can expand. The raw materials from outside coming inside, they're expensive. At the end of the day, they become they can't compete. The competition is not fair. China locks everybody in the room, brings the thing in bulk. That's why, there's a minister who asked me, can this manufacturer do even Vaslap? I mean, even Vaslap is written made in China. Do you understand? Can't our people do that? Only to learn that, no, it's not about that. They can do textile, they can do all of this, but the challenge is the competition is too tough because China comes here in bulk and then they sell this for 250. You are doing everything here. You need to sell this thing for 6 rand. You're out of the price. So you can't, you have to stop. That's why you see many factories are closed. So that's what becomes difficult. And then you go to our funding, your IDC, your NEF. When you go there, you apply for funding. They say, why do you want the funding? You say, I want to expand. They say, show us a demand. There's no demand because China is here. It's pressing you here at home. You can't even go outside. But we're working towards that. The solution being, we're going in these African countries. We're also killing that thing of you guys saying, foreigners are taking our jobs, Africans are taking our jobs. So now, our manufacturers from here, they're going in their countries to create the jobs for them there. And then they don't have to come here.
This side, yeah.
And then, in that way, your PIC, your IDC, and all of that, they are willing to partner because there's a demand now of expansion. From the little operations they have here at home, they can expand in Africa. So they are willing to fund that process.
So we become their China as much as we're struggling with China.
Exactly.
Now, seeing that you're individuals quite, experienced in terms of, solving issues or problems or crises, if I can say that, what would you say would be the most viable solution in, saving the manufacturing industry in South Africa? Because it can enable a lot of jobs. I mean, our grandparents talk about their days when they were working in factories. Our parents can also attest to that. So what would it take for that to be saved, and the mindset of many funders to be quite optimistic towards funding such projects on expansion and back to manufacturing?
Look, manufacturing is a very exciting thing. I mean, the process of seeing this from nothing and coming out, it drops there, you holding it. It's very beautiful, it's exciting. The main challenge in that space is financial support. You can succeed to manufacture, create this beautiful product. Everything is nice. You don't have money for marketing. You don't have money for advertising. You don't have money to, when you've managed to get the product to the shops, you don't have money to tell the people to go get it from the shop.
Yeah.
So you're always out. And after, whether 2 months or 1 month, the retailer says to you, hey, Memo, come take your product, it's not moving. so I think it's for our financial institutions to really consider pumping in money. Because once this thing is doing well, I'm telling you, the job creation, the job creation, the solution that product that provide. I mean, you're bettering your economy, you're bettering your society as well.
And I think also, just speaking about financial institutions, they also need to fix the controversy around, interest rates that are charged on the basis of people's, townships or suburban areas, and in terms of racial demographics. So I think that's something they really need to get a hold of. But my other question to you this evening is, I'm seeing that you are someone who is running Sigwili Media Group, as well as Mollis Group. I want to know from you, how do you have this balance of running such two great business entities, as well as how do you then go about, integrate the different synergies that it offers you?
So look, Sigwili, it's a communication business that specializes in crisis communication. It's still part of solution based, if you know what I mean. So we focus on the crisis. We focus on, now we've launched the dialogues, frank dialogue, which is, we're going all over the country, hosting the frank dialogues, discussing problems and coming with solutions, and submitting the report to the relevant departments or the relevant leaders. That's what we've been doing. So that one, it's an old machine. It's well off. It's running smoothly. So now Mollis is the one that, because it needs more attention because of. Like I'm saying, it's something that has never been done that we are doing. Yeah. Like you, when you were deciding to manufacture this, you never thought of Africa. Here's Lebo coming to you to say, listen, Memo, can we afford us a chance to take this thing for you to Africa? These are the processes, this is how we'll help you, and then you can go to get the funding from there, and then we are in Africa and we'll help you with marketing in Africa and all of that. And then you must, now, you're not at easy. This is going to be a big baby now, out of a sudden. Oh, sometimes you don't even know that this product is going to be big in Africa more than here at home. Yeah. Because here at home, I always say, South Africa is the cream. And South Africa being the cream, big boys, they're not playing here. They want to hold and they want to capture it. Show me one financial institution that is owned by black, that doesn't have issues, that is smooth and smoothly. And there's no one. Do you understand? Any financial institution, talk about 360, talk about that, they can't. The big boys, they are there and they're making sure that they manage the whole system. You apply for IDC and EF and what and what and what. Out of 10, your brother from Soweto, from Tembisa, out of 10, maybe 3, they qualify. The criteria is there, the opportunities are there, but that process of that application, I don't know, for whatever reason, our people are failing they can't succeed.
Talk about, restraint or like lack of access to...
So South Africa, I'm saying, is the cream, and the big boys, they're holding it tight. I'm not saying run away from the big boys, but I'm saying Africa is hungry for South African products. You go to Kenya, they want apple from here. They don't compromise. It's a premium. They want grapes from here, avocado from here. And it's a premium from South Africa.
This is quite exciting.
Do you understand? So Africa is ready for South African products. I think if we can win this one here at home, we can leave the big boys here while they're go get money, come back and fight.
That is true.
You understand? Come back and fight. Yeah.
Now, Lebo, I'm seeing, besides you solving problems and also, being this baseline of communication, I believe you have the experience in working with former President Joseph Kabila. I believe he was the president of the DRC, and other notable figures. And I think I'll get to the other notable figure on my next question. I want to know from you, what would you say are the key insights you've gained from, navigating these critical situations, and what have they done in terms of shaping your business strategies?
So, I've learned a lot dealing with different crises, different times, different pressures, because every matter that we had to deal with over the years, it was a lesson. We learned so much, and we also shared so much. So it's a learning curve for everybody, because chances are you are in this situation is for your first time. We have dealt with something like this, but not exactly this one. So working with all these big guys, all these thought leaders, what it has taught me is, at the end of the day, all you have to do in whatever that you do, business, in whatever that you do, you need to find time to rest. And things, they always fall into place. Because we have this pressure as people, whereby you want to do everything and everything now. Do you understand? You don't prepare, you don't allow yourself, you don't shape yourself properly, you don't allow the chance or opportunity to learn. You're always on the run, only to learn even those problems or crises that you could have avoided had you taken time, have tea with you. Do you understand? Make time for people who impact you. Make time, invest in those relationships, listen to those people, because you'll avoid a lot of problems. So I think that's what I learned in all different, whether it's big, whether the story is running on social media for the next 6 days. One thing I've learned is you need to relax. Even this too shall pass.
Definitely. And I'm also seeing that you also worked in a very successful campaign for President Hakainde Hichilema, who is the president of Zambia. I want to know from you, your experience in politics and media, how would you say it impacts your approach in the branding and public relations?
So I think the experience and the relationship that we've built over the years, it helps in a way that, with years experience, it has built a confidence now, because things, they evolve, people, they evolve, situations are changing. When you're running political campaigns in 2004, it was easy to put a strategy together to say, let's put food hampers, t-shirts, done. Go to the township, get a sound, make noise, people will come vote. But now it has changed, especially if you want to look at South Africa. It has changed. South Africans are sophisticated. That's why you don't see them in the restaurant working as waitresses and waiters, and people are saying they are lazy. They're not lazy. That job is not for them. That's why you don't see South Africans cleaning their houses. It's not because they're lazy. You don't see them being secure. They're not lazy. It's because they're sophisticated and they've pushed. And the bar is a bit higher now. So leadership then needs to come now, create the demand, more jobs for these skilled people. Do you understand? So over the years, that's what I've learned. And it has really helped us a lot. I mean, we are positioned, I think we are at an advantage stage now. From the communication point of view.
I like how you mentioned the fact that you see with marketing it has changed. What you could do in 2004, it won't fly right now in 2024, right? Especially when it comes to, political campaigning, coming with t-shirts. People will come probably to just get the t-shirts, but it doesn't really reflect the votes, or it doesn't reflect, where they stand with the person. Now, I want to know from you, how would you say the marketing evolved as a means of just giving tips and insight to our viewers tonight in terms of how the marketing sphere has transformed in the coming years, and how it can best, entrepreneurs can best leverage this to their advantage, taking in mind the idea of digital marketing and social media marketing and so forth?
Look, the digital marketing has changed the game altogether. Social media and all other ways around the digital space, they've changed the game altogether. And from cost point of view as well, it's an opportunity for those who cannot afford the above the line and. So what you then need to do, depending where you are and where you want to go, but let's say you are here at the bottom, and you want to go there, plan properly, build a proper social media or digital marketing, proper one, plan it. Don't just, I want to post, I want to do this, I want to do, no. You'll never see results. So you need to plan it, and it needs to be scheduled. Whatever that you do, it must be speaking from the communications strategy or the marketing plan that you put together, or the marketing that you put together, whether it's a strategy for the next 3 years, or it's a strategy for 2 years, but whatever that you do within this marketing building up, it must speak to that, so that things, they don't just run haphazardly. It's important to plan, it's important to write your plan down, and it's important to share it internally so that your team can support you. There are many opportunities along the journey. There are many offers along the journey that can take you out of your plan as well, because it could be this is the easy way out, only to find out that that shortcut can cost you a long. So having a written plan, it helps you to focus and to push, to keep pushing until you get to where you know why you started.
Now, speaking on, Mollis Group as well as Sigwili Media Group, I want to know from you in terms of looking into the future. Where do you see it going, and what impact do you see it having to the individuals who are probably using it to, showcase their products, South African products, or in terms of individuals looking into it as a form of inspiration?
Look, Sigwili Media future, we're seeing it owning a TV channel one day, Africa One for that matter, that focuses on the whole African network. And then for Mollis, we see it as a key player, whereby if you are an investor from outside, you want to come to South Africa, you have to ask Mollis, so how do you do it? If you have a manufacturing plant in South Africa, you want to go to Africa, you have to ask Mollis, how do we do it? How do you get ourselves out there? So that's where we see ourselves playing in that game, closing that gap that is there. I mean, we've got exhibitions coming. One is going to be in Ethiopia, one is going to be in Mozambique, and one is going to be in Senegal. So we're excited about future as Mollis. Yeah.
And just to close off our conversation, I'm going to ask you a two-part question. The first question would be, what would you like for our viewers to take away from this conversation, as well as words of inspiration to them when it comes to starting a business and making sure that you are someone who moves, or rather leverage the changes to your advantage rather than your disadvantage?
Someone who wants to start a business? Look, starting a business is not easy, especially if you're starting from nowhere. No mentorship, no financial support. It's just a desire or a passion. It's not easy. My advice would be, if that desire or that idea or that thought is there, that's something. Sit down, plan proper, research, interview people, ask, do research, proper, real research. Don't just take advantage that maybe you have 200,000 in the bank. You're like, I'm going to start a business, it's going to cost me 180, 120, it's going to cost me maybe 80,000 and 120, I'll do the operations. No, don't do it like that. Research. If you see that person doing almost what you want to do, go ask, interview them, ask them the do's and the don'ts, and then put together the results that you'll be getting from that research pack, and then decide if is this still what you want to do. Because once you've decided, that thing that pushed you to decide, it will help you never to stop when things are difficult on the journey, because it is difficult. You can succeed now and say that the business is fully registered, you're compliant, you work from home, you partner with me. I've been in the streets for, what, 16 years? And then it happens that our contract wasn't so clear, and the money that comes is not so enough. And then I feel that, out of 320, let's give you 18,000. And then I justify it, And then you're so disappointed. You're budgeting, maybe we're going to do half, all of that. And then I just give you 20,000 or 10,000 out of that 300. And then I take the rest. Now you're knocked. You're crying now. You're on your knees. You understand? So other people, they will say, Baknokili. Other people will say, no, you didn't understand the contract properly. It could be many things, because remember, you just see this big money and then you're off the idea that you're going to split 50-50. So you need to be vigilant. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to research. You need to develop yourself, empower yourself.
And a takeaway message from our conversation, what would it be?
For me, it will be, there's one or two people who believe in you. Actually one, let me say one. There's one person. It could be your boyfriend, it could be your mother, it could be your son. It could be, I was brought up in Soweto. So, in Soweto, people, they sit in corners, smoke, beer, whatever, different things, amatais, whatever. There's one person at that corner who believes in you. When you pass, they tell you, I believe in you, you'll make it. Because of that one person, my message is, don't give up. Because of that one person, no matter what the situation says, no matter how difficult it is, but because there's one person that believes in you, don't let that person down. Hold on. Help is coming.
Lebo, thank you so much, for giving us insight and just sharing your journey with us in terms of how you came to be, as well as, in terms of not giving up, regardless of how hard it is. But because of that one person that believes in you, keep on pushing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Viewers at home, that was my guest, Lebo Radebe, sharing in, some of his experiences and journey through solving problems and, gearing up communications and many other things. Hope you guys did learn from this session of ours, but unfortunately, we're closing it off here. See you after an ad break.